The worlds of Fire Country and Sheriff Country collide in a high-stakes 2-hour crossover event airing on Friday on CBS.
So we're getting a little preview this morning. Joining us live for the crossover, Fire Country's Max Thieriot and Sheriff Country's Matt Lauria. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Fantastic. Okay, so Max, I'm going to start with you as the creator of this whole universe. Did you intend to have a crossover when you came up with this whole idea in the first place?
I don't think that, I was thinking crossovers right off the bat, but once we sort of started off on Sheriff Country, I think we all felt like, especially these two entities coexisting in the same town, it felt inevitable that they'd have to work together.
Right.
And so the big thing was kind of coming up with an incident that felt compelling and different, but very much authentic to these worlds, and something that, we got to sort of highlight what each one does specifically so well.
Yeah.
And so this episode, or these two episodes, which feel like one big massive episode, really kind of we get a little flavor of each show. This moment that you're seeing here is kind of the introduction of these two characters. The first time that we get to see them actually together on camera, and
look what's happening.
Boom.
Everybody's breaking the rules.
Yeah. What moment or element do you think fans will be the most excited to see about this?
I think they're going to be excited to see, the characters that they love on each show come together and work together and see how these dynamics are. This first interaction is obviously a little prickly, quite fraught.
Yes.
We understand these guys might not really like each other all that much, which can be said, in real life between me and Matt. It was really easy, getting to hate this guy.
Yeah, we just tapped into the way we normally feel about each other, and it was easy peasy.
Yeah.
That's smooth magic. It's great because there's it starts with this little rivalry that you see, but then there's also a built-in rivalry between departments. There's a softball game early on in the episode. It's Guns and Hoses annual competition,
Right.
And so it's about, whose jurisdiction is this? Who should be presiding over this moment of this event that we're all trying to tackle together? And then, it's not everybody's always on the same page.
Yeah. Matt, I want to ask you about when you've got both shows have large casts, and then you bring them all together, right? And you're trying to tell one cohesive story. So is there ever a moment when it just feels like, whoa, it's a lot going on?
Every moment of this episode, it was the event itself that Max was mentioning. It just keeps ratcheting up from scene to scene, and then this happens, and then that happens, oh no! So it's perilous for every character throughout. But then, there's a lot of moving parts. Like we film in Toronto, and they film in Vancouver, and we share the same town on camera, on screen, and so there's a logistical, element to that too, of going back and forth and who's going to be out in Toronto and who's going to be out in BC. So there's these big epic moments that are scripted where you've got all the fire trucks screaming up with the Cal Fire SUVs, the sheriff SUVs, and a bus that's ablaze, and people from each department gathering. So there are these big epic moments that are fun to be a part of, but there's a lot of moving parts as well.
Are there ever moments where you guys are like, well, we do it this way? Well, no, we do it this way. No, but we like to do it this way. Does that ever happen with you guys? Or I should say, has it happened with this crossover?
We sort of do it the right way, and then they do it
you hear him back?
the other way.
Fighting words.
Right.
The other way. He didn't say the wrong way. He said the other way.
The other way.
Yeah.
I love how Max, he's like, I created the show.
Well, it's kind of like, I normally, I sort of just tell Matt, after every take, I'm like, he's like, dude, was that good? And I'm like, well, that was that was a choice. Man.
It was the other way.
That's an interesting choice.
So good. This is going to be a fantastic crossover episode. I can already feel it. So it's this Friday. Starts at 7 p.m. You got Sheriff Country and then going into Fire Country. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this morning. I love to see a good beef playing out on the screen.
Oh, there's lots of beef, so get ready.
Love it.
This is great.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Next
guys.
time you do something I don't like, I'm going to say that was a choice.
That was a choice.
That was a choice.
That was a choice. That was a definite choice.